Hi, I'm Roger McKenzie. I'm running to become General Secretary of UNISON because I think we need to be bigger and stronger to face the challenges that confront public service workers. During this pandemic, we've clapped for the people who care for our children and our elderly, who take out our bins, people who keep our water clean, people who've kept this country going. Tory negligence has risked lives, PPE stockpiles have run dry, chunks of our NHS have been sold off, and they've given billions of pounds of contracts to their incompetent mates. So after a decade of public service cuts, public service workers are once again being asked to deal with the consequences of this government's mishandling of the economy.
Through this pandemic, the cuts have been driven even further. We were promised at the start of this pandemic by central government that they would reimburse any costs that we would incur to put things in place for the pandemic. Now, they have reneged on that promise.
They're all dying on their feet. They're all sticking together, they've got each other, they've got their teams, but they're not coping. They're worn out, they're overworked and underpaid.
I'm sick to death of public service workers always having to pay the price. Here's the thing, what about people who dodge paying their taxes? What about them paying their fair share for a change? And also, this government needs to make available the resources that our public service workers, UNISON members, need to get the job done. It's time they did the right thing, and we have to make sure that they do it. And that's why organising is important, because we have to be strong enough to make sure this government listens to public service workers. When I was a teenager, I won my first strike against a racist boss. I learned that we get nothing if we don't demand it. Today, UNISON members are likely to live and work in the same area, and depressingly, despite being in employment, still having to use food banks, still living in shoddy housing, and still facing racism, sexism and prejudice at work and beyond.
People say, what can I do? Black Lives Matter, what can I do? You've actually got a practical thing you can actually do, is you can support Roger's campaign and go and vote for Roger. That's a practical thing that you can do to help support Black Lives Matter, because it will change the union and it will change the trade union movement. And we need to change the trade union movement. We do. And I think Roger will be a part of that.
Black Lives Matter has dominated the headlines during this year. It's the second pandemic that we're faced with alongside the coronavirus. This is something that we must commit to fighting against wherever it raises its ugly head. Black Lives Matter is not a fashion that you can opt in or out of. It's something that we must all commit to fighting against wherever we possibly can, and our union must be at the forefront of that fight, and I commit to doing that as the next General Secretary of this union. But it's not just about me, it's about all of our members standing together, working together, because when we do that, we are really powerful. The biggest weapon we have in the face of all of this is our members, you.
When you're looking for heroes, when you're looking for some knight in shining armour to come round the corner to the rescue, they will never come. It's about us. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Nobody else. We are the ones that we've been waiting for.
To get a union big enough, smart enough and tough enough to tackle this crisis, we need to hand power back to our members. We need to listen to our members and build our organising capacity.
The union can start by being better organised. They need to be better funded, and they need to be able to support our members. At the moment, that is not there. We are cut to the bone.
We need to provide more resources for our members, more help to our activists. We need to show solidarity and build confidence for our members. That's what an organiser does. Works together, builds solidarity and make sure that we have in place enough resources to support our members when they need us, not when we think that they need us, but when they need us. And that's why I'm asking you not just to support me to be the next General Secretary of UNISON, but to be part of that campaign. Help us to win. We can only win when more people take an active role within our union. That's when we're strong. That's when we have a chance of building real power for working people within the workplace. So support me to be the next General Secretary, but also get involved in the campaign, get involved in building our union. Let's build strength for ourselves so that people understand the strength of working people sticking together.
Secure!